go.
All right, Sonny Jim.
Late. Scam. Late. Scam. Late. Scam.
Late.
Oh my
God.
Stop it with this late shit. Just give it.
Scam.
Give me a break.
Late. Late.
Late scam.
God.
Late.
Jesus Christ.
Late.
Paul just looks very concerned, dude.
Paul.
Huh?
Paul, you there?
Yeah.
Late.
Late.
Late. Can we just shout late the whole show? Late.
We could.
Late.
Give them a dose of their own fucking medicine. Where's the audience? I don't see the audience. They're late.
Hey, where are they?
Late.
You guys are late. Hey, audience, where you at? You're late.
Why are you late?
Late.
Late.
Why are you late?
You're
Scam
so late.
audience.
Scam.
Scam.
It's only 198
Late.
people here.
Late. Hey,
Late.
audience, have you seen Bo Burnham's fucking new special, audience?
Burnham.
You out there? Bo Burnham, you seen that? What's your favorite video game? What's your favorite ice cream flavor? What's your favorite movie? What's your second favorite movie? What's your favorite song? What's your favorite band? What's your favorite color?
I don't know. Fuck. It's a lot of questions. So many fucking questions, dude. I'm just confused. You're just yelling questions. I have no answers for you.
You're late. Late.
All right, dude. You want to prove yourself to be a real gentleman?
Late.
You want to prove yourself to be a scholar,
No.
TJ?
I want to prove that you're late.
Well, that's easy to prove. I mean,
Scotty is late.
I mean, my God. I mean, like, that's like the easiest thing to prove in the fucking world.
What time?
TJ,
wait.
TJ, no, shut up. What is your fifth favorite movie? Go.
Fifth Element.
That's a
It
bullshit
has
answer.
fifth in it.
It's a bullshit answer,
It has
dude.
fifth right in it.
So next time you rank your favorite movies, the Fifth Element's gonna be number 5.
Listen, number 1 best movie of all time, Seven Samurai. Number 2 best movie of all time, Unforgiven. Number 3 best movie of all time, The Fly. Number 4 best movie of all time,
The Fly? Really?
Yeah.
You think that's a third? Okay.
I love it. I love The Fly.
Okay.
Number 4 best movie of all time, Slumber Party Massacre 2. Number 5 best movie of all time, Fifth Element. There you go.
Good,
all right.
Good mix of fart sniffing pretense and just movies that don't even belong anywhere near a top 5. I love
Right, exactly. I love it. Yeah. You know what? Fucking Fifth Element is a respect. I mean, if someone, Fifth Element's not in my top 5, but if someone said they had it in their top 5, I'd respect that.
I like the Fifth
I
Element.
think it's good enough to be in someone's top 5.
Yeah, if you just really love that fucking movie.
Not mine, personally,
Everyone's
but,
got a couple movies for the most part they love, and they'll just watch endlessly. And I'm sure Fifth Element is that quite common for a lot of people.
I mean, Paul is a fucking notorious defender of terrible movies, so I don't know why he's even getting on my ass about it. You like that movie Unfriended that literally no one likes?
I haven't seen it. So
no one likes that movie except for you. You're like literally the only. Even the actors in that movie don't like that movie, and somehow
even the actors.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. The lone man who stands for
the writer of the film rejects it. The director says that he was drunk. You know,
dude, this fucking Michael Garrick kid in the fucking chat comes up in my show and tells me to shut up. Timed out. What he done? Bitch.
Oh fuck!
Timed out, bitch.
Oh, shut up! Shut up!
Oh, shut up in my own fucking house. It's like walking into somebody's house and be like, "Shut up." No, you don't come into my house and tell me to shut up.
Rude. All right, well, I guess we need to do the news or whatever. Deadly heat wave slams Canada and the U.S. We know about this. Millions of people in Western Canada and Northwestern United States were under heat alerts Wednesday as the region baked in record-breaking temperatures, and police report scores of deaths likely linked to the scorching conditions.
Are the deaths mainly in Canada?
The heat wave has stretched, I don't know, emergency service. At least 134 people died suddenly since Friday in Vancouver area, according to Canadian police. It's 134 just in Canada right there.
I mean, I would normally say a tragedy, but I mean, as soon as you cross the border there, I mean, they were probably, look, to be honest, Vancouver right on the border, they're an invasion force.
It just thinned out the invasion force. In the northwest U.S. of Seattle, doctors reported a flood of heat stroke victims, and at least 2 patients aged 65 and 68 died of hypothermia as their bodies overheated.
Americans have lost their lives.
Hypothermia.
Terrible tragedy.
Froze to death.
Yeah, I would say how they fucking freeze death during a heat wave.
Hyperthermia.
Yeah, that's impressive.
The opposite of hypothermia.
If you got hypothermia during a heat wave, I want to know how.
Yeah, you just overcompensated, you know? Froze themselves. Soaring temperatures in California's valley, mountains, and desert areas raise fears of wildfires amid windy, dry conditions with lightning storms that could spark blazes forecast across several parts of the U.S.
And aren't, Paul, I mean, you probably have more experience than anybody. Aren't those not really, there's not really much precipitation to those, are there?
No.
Yeah.
Like this Western heat wave or whatever in the area that I'm in, it's totally normal. Like it's been like this for the last probably like decade here.
Yeah.
Where it's, you know, months of solid 110 degree weather or whatever the fuck. Cools down to about 80 at night if you're lucky, and then it's fucking right back up in the morning. Like this is normal here, but like in Seattle, fucking Portland, up into Canada and shit, they've never seen anything like this. Like they keep breaking temperature records day to day to day. I think that the highest recorded temperature in Canada now is higher than the highest recorded temperature in Las Vegas.
Wow.
Oh,
like
man.
there was a Alberta or some shit in Canada. I was reading it this morning, had a 117 degree day the other day. And that beats Las Vegas's all-time high of like 115.
Oof.
So you're talking about north by like 1,000 miles. 1,000 miles north of Las Vegas, and it's hotter than it is in Las Vegas at the peak heat. So do the math on that shit. These areas, I was reading another fucking article about this morning, about how the outcropping of this one event, this heat dome, is going to be like $1 billion of immediate air conditioning investment in these areas. Because, like we probably mentioned, in Portland, Seattle, up in Canada, it's very, very like usual for places to not even bother having AC, because why do you need it? Crack a window. It's fucking 70 degrees outside, bro.
Right.
That's
I mean,
gone.
like that's one of the selling pitches. One of the reasons I loved the Seattle area is because the temperature is so moderate all the time. Well, no more.
Yeah, moderation is gone, it seems.
Moderate no longer. And of course, this is going to enhance the threat of wildfires. President Joe Biden told a virtual meeting with governors of Western states the threat of wildfires this year is as severe as it's ever been. He really should say more severe than it's ever been. Recalling last year's record wildfires that burned more than 10 million acres across the U.S. and caused orange skies that looked like the end of days, Biden warned this year could be even tougher. Federal officials say that fire season is already outpacing last year's, the worst on record in drought-hit California. So last year's fire season was the worst ever, and this one is already set to outpace it.
For the climate record book, they might as well take that bitch, open up the trash, and just throw it away, because they're going to be changing that shit every year. Next year, guess what's going to be? I have a prophecy here, guys. An even worse fire season.
Hey, you know what? There's good news, though, Scotty. Eventually, we'll run out of things to burn.
True.
And, you know,
I guess eventually, sure.
Everything will be vaporized.
The ashes, yeah. The entire world has burned down, and there's nothing left to burn. No more fire.
That is the truth. Like the areas that were hit by wildfires last year in California can breathe a sigh of relief this year, because there's nothing around them left to catch on fire. You know what I mean? So good on them, I guess. But
dodged that bullet by being killed by it the previous year.
I'm sitting here in Cali, and there's a fucking foothill fire that's pretty near where I'm at, and it's just raging. It's burning. There's a huge fire in Northern California right now. It's just like out of control.
Right.
So it's just, you know, it's going to be another fucking year of unbreathable air outside where I live, and air conditioning that can barely keep up with the heat.
God, if only somebody somewhere had predicted that these sorts of things would start happening.
Oh, you mean like every scientist since I was a fucking baby?
I don't.
But guys, remember?
Oh yeah, I guess they did say something about that.
It's not changing quick enough, guys. And you know what? When winter rolls around, will there be snow outside? There you go.
I literally said
2%
something
of the snow.
I said something akin to that on Twitter, and someone was like,
"Was there snow?
You don't understand the difference between weather and climate." It's like,
I saw that idiot. Like, what are you talking about?
Moron, dude.
So you think it's just totally normal that and desirable for people, the way humans are used to living, to want to be in the fucking Seattle area when it's 115 degrees, when they have no means? Like, yeah, there's certain places in the country where people know you want air conditioning. You want means to make sure you're fucking kept cool. Those areas don't have that. There's a lot of parts of the country that people don't even think about. They don't even consider that because no one living in fucking Montana is like, here in northern Montana, it's going to get hot as fuck, right? Like maybe a couple days a year. But if it's like, oh, now we have 100-degree days, 30 days out of the year. And this has all been predicted. It's all coming. You can go to, there's tons of websites. You can go look at this in almost every part of the country.
Dude, this is what I hate. This is what I hate about Americans and just human beings in general. Because I know that everybody that's alive right now in the United States has been hearing about this shit for as long as I have. 40 years of my fucking life, they've been going like, yeah, dude, temperatures are going to get so hot, it's going to be like unlivable, and the ice caps are going to melt, and the fucking sea levels are going to rise. And it's like, now that it's all happening, now that the fucking doom is at our doorstep, everybody's like, oh, what? It's up to 117 degrees in Seattle? Why?
No. How could this happen?
When will it end? It's just like, fuck you, you complacent bunch of pussies that sat there and fucking lived in your little bubblehead universe for fucking 20 years and did nothing about it. Watch your politicians do nothing about it. Now you want to act all fucking appalled. Fuck you. It's too late. It's too late. We hit the skids. This is us hitting the skids. You can't cool. What are you going to do? Crank every AC in fucking Seattle and open the windows? There's nothing you could do. So now your outrage and your shock 20 years ago would have been worth a fuck. Now it ain't worth shit. It ain't worth dick, but stupid ass fucking social media posts about, oh, I can't believe how hot it is. Fuck you, bitch.
You know what's funny too? Is in Portland and Seattle, you're probably talking to the more greener cities in America. I mean, of course, not everybody there, but definitely more of a eco-friendly kind of conscious towards that part of that movement, and they're getting fucked the most. So, I mean,
these motherfuckers had no problem virtue signaling about this shit for 20 fucking years, pretending they were going to do some shit about it. And now that the fucking Reaper has come a-calling, nobody wants to pay the fucking ferryman. And it's like, what?
Well, who's going to want to take responsibility? I mean, like I get your point, and yeah, I mean, of course, everyone's culpable. But I mean, some people are going to be like, yeah, I'm a fuck up and I don't give a shit. And you're definitely, but a lot of people are going to be like, I didn't really do anything wrong. You know, it wasn't me. It was, society.
You know what?
Society did it.
You know what I'm most looking forward to is the religious people who are like, you know what this is, you guys? It's judgment from God. It's judgment from God. It's like, motherfucker.
Everything.
Yeah, when you have no other answers. Yeah, when you have nothing else, you just go, God must just be mad. Well, also it doesn't make you culpable. Then of course you pass the buck to somebody else. Oh, it's God that did it.
How about some positivity? Bill Cosby freed from prison. Sex conviction is overturned. Yay!
Genuinely shocking news,
dude.
To me, at least.
I woke up this morning and I just like turned on my phone. I had a fucking text message from someone just like, Bill Cosby freed. I'm like, what? I'm like, is my eyes blurred? What's okay? Hold on. I read that wrong.
Yeah. I didn't even see a news story about it this morning. I just looked at my Twitter and a dude that I follow was like, so we're freeing Bill Cosby, huh? And I was like, what?
You're like, oh, bullshit.
No, we're not. Yeah, we are.
Yep.
So what's the story behind this, TJ?
Bill Cosby has been freed from prison after Pennsylvania's highest court overturned his sexual assault conviction. It is a stunning reversal of fortune for the comedian once known as America's Dad. The state Supreme Court said Wednesday that the prosecutor who brought the case was bound by his predecessor's agreement not to charge Cosby. The 83-year-old Cosby served nearly 3 years of a 3 to 10 year sentence. Breaking news update. AP's earlier story follows below. Pennsylvania's highest court threw out Bill Cosby's sexual assault conviction and opened the way for his immediate release from prison Wednesday in a stunning reversal of fortune for the comedian once known as America's Dad, ruling that the prosecutor, this is just the same shit, I don't know why it's twice, who brought the case was bound by his predecessor's agreement not to charge Cosby. This is all the same shit. Former Cosby Show star was arrested in 2015. We already know this. Pennsylvania Supreme Court said the district attorney Kevin Steele, who made the decision to arrest Cosby, was obligated to stand by his predecessor's promise not to charge Cosby. There was no evidence that promise was ever put in writing. Justice David Wecht, writer for A Split Court, said Cosby had relied on the former district attorney's decision not to charge him when the comedian gave his potentially incriminating testimony in Constan's civil case. The court called Cosby's arrest an affront to fundamental fairness, particularly when it results in a criminal prosecution that was foregone for more than a decade. The justices said that overturning the conviction and barring any further prosecution is the only remedy that comports with society's reasonable expectations of its elected prosecutors and our criminal justice system. Mr. Cosby should have never been prosecuted for these offenses, said lawyer Jennifer Bonjean, who argued Cosby's appeal. District attorneys can't change it up simply because of their political motivation. She said Cosby remains in excellent health despite being legally blind. So basically, the former district attorney in, I guess, Pennsylvania.
Where's the evidence?
I mean, basically, they told Cosby, like, yeah, we're not going to charge you with any crimes. And that led Cosby to give potentially incriminating testimony. Well, obviously, it was incriminating in
Clearly.
this Andrea Constand civil matter. And then later, that evidence was used to convict him of these crimes when he'd been promised immunity.
No, I understand that, but
that's why this is being thrown out.
That there's no actual evidence of that in writing.
Well, maybe the former DA is like, yeah, I did tell him that.
I mean, wouldn't that just be fucking supremely convenient? I mean, maybe it did happen before, but it's just almost insane that, oh, by the way, this just how it slipped everyone's
Here's
mind.
what it boils down to.
How the fuck how does it slip your fucking mind that you promised not to prosecute somebody?
Here's what it boils down to. There's probably little things like this that could get gigantic numbers of people who are currently in prison out of prison. But you know what they don't have that Bill Cosby has? Millions upon millions of dollars.
Right. I mean, like, if you're a rich person and you hire a lawyer and you're basically like you're their only client, and it's your job to pore over procedure and to pore over this and pore over that and find some sort of procedural mishap during your trial that could cause a mistrial. Like, they're not just looking to defend you from what you're accused of. They're looking to find ways to poke holes in the system, to skirt you around it. And if you've got a lawyer on staff 24/7 and you're their only fucking client, that's the type of shit you get. But you don't get that unless you're rich or willing to go in the hole $1 million or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
that type of representation, while it should be equal for everybody in this country, according to our Constitution, is just obviously not. We have a two-tiered justice system in this country. And Bill Cosby happens to be on tier 2. And if you're on tier 2, when you rape people and they find some kind of procedural mishap or some kind of vague promise from a fucking DA not to civilly prosecute you for something, they can turn that into getting your rapist pudding popping ass right back on the goddamn street to zip zop zoobity bop again. You know what I mean? But if you ain't got $1 billion fucking dollars, your ass is rotting in prison. You know,
I'll tell you what, we read about this case earlier before this. I was like, oh yeah, it's before the state Supreme Court, and we were just joking. Oh man, there's no way Bill Cosby is getting out. Bill Cosby's gonna, he's gonna fucking die in jail. And I guess we were wrong. Our hot take was completely fucking wrong.
It's really not much of it. People keep saying get off on a technicality. It was really a little bit more than a technicality. I mean, like, if you're promised by the district attorney, I will not prosecute for this crime in exchange for you talking about giving information. Like, if you're like, all right, give us this information, you will not be prosecuted for anything you tell us because we need the information. And you fucking lay that out there, and then they use that to prosecute you. They've gone back on their fucking word, gone back on their deal. You gave that testimony under the pretense of you will not be charged with any crimes based on it. So, I mean,
this is
pretty like cut and dry, honestly.
Yeah, this is insane.
Might not like it, but
if it's the truth, then it's yet again a case of someone just trying to make a name for themselves.
But here's the thing: if Bill Cosby was, Jack Winston or some fuck guy you never heard of,
he'd be in jail. Yeah.
And this exact same set of circumstances befell him, what's the chances that dude gets out of prison?
0.
Because they lied to him.
Basically
nothing.
Unless, like the Innocence Project or someone decides to take up his case and work tirelessly. Yeah, almost nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you have to, maybe you get the Innocence Project on your side or some shit, and they fucking help you out. But that'd be about the only fucking way.
Yeah, you have to have someone that on the outside helping you endlessly, usually a lawyer, but sometimes dedicated people. That's the only times I've ever heard of that happening.
That's the way it is.
And that's pretty fucking rare.
Dude, any fucking skeptics of simulation theory want to come at me today?
Oh yeah, you think this is this part of the simulation?
Obviously.
Yeah, the reality algorithm was like, TJ, come on, it's a reality algorithm.
Let's look at two very different reactions to this event. This is Felicia Rashad, who played Cosby's. Wait, did she play Cosby's daughter or wife on the fucking show? Wife. Okay, thank you, Paul. She comes out swinging for Cosby. She says, "Finally, a terrible wrong is righted. A miscarriage of justice is corrected." So her take on this is, finally, this innocent man exonerated.
Cosby has always had supporters.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, look, that's 10,000 likes to that tweet.
So Cosby accusers speak out against injustice after conviction is overturned. He's a serial rapist. Two of the women who have accused Bill Cosby of sexual assault are speaking out after a court overturned his conviction. Victoria Valentino, who has accused Cosby of drugging and raping her, reacted on ABC News to the news that his sexual assault conviction was overturned, telling the network she's in shock. "My stomach is lurching and I am deeply distressed about the injustice of the whole thing," she said. "He's a sociopath. He's a serial rapist. This is a man who has no conscience. He has no sense of remorse." Valentino also questioned the idea that testimony from other Cosby accusers tainted his trial on charges of sexually assaulting Andrea Constand, asking, "How else do you prove that someone is a serial predator? You have to show the other people that he has abused."
Yeah, but at the same time, if the only reason that person is going to give the testimony is because of this agreement, then of course it never would have gone to trial. Let's put it that way. It went to trial because of the information he gave, but he never would have given that information if he knew there was any chance of him being prosecuted.
Janice Baker Kinney also accused Cosby of sexual assault, told ABC she's shocked. Stomach is in knots over this. Just one little legalese can overturn this when so many people came forward, she said. So many women have told their truths.
That's not really one little legalese. If someone literally says, like, you will not be prosecuted, then prosecutes you, yeah, he's a piece of shit. And did he do it? Almost certainly. But that's the way the legal fucking system works. I mean, and if you don't have that, then really the government, a lot of times, it would be almost too tyrannical. The court system could fucking, and the justice system itself could be just wielded against anybody. So, I mean, as much as these rich assholes getting off is horrible, it's actually one of the fucking few things that gives people more freedom, ultimately. Because if you fucking say, nope, it doesn't matter, he did it. Yeah, I mean, it would feel good. I think emotionally it would feel better and more cathartic. But it also would damage the legal system.
It would feel good in this one case, but in order to fucking stop shit like this from happening, you would have to fuck so many people who are poor and can't afford his caliber of lawyers by making the standards of the legal system so
That's
low.
what I'm saying. Yeah, it's basically arguing for the principle, not for him.
I mean, it's already the case that most fucking criminal matters don't even go to trial. Most people plead out after spending 2 or 3 years in jail because they can't get bail.
Even if they can. When TJ, if they bring 18 charges against you and the DA says, well, TJ, look, you can do 6 months at a halfway house, or 6 months at halfway house and 6 years probation, or you can face 35 years in state prison.
Right. So who's not going to take that fucking deal? Man, it's tough.
Let's think about that one for a minute.
But wait, but if I have a fucking army of lawyers that are like, we'll fucking tear through this shit like wet toilet paper because you're super rich. It's like, oh, okay. Well, that's a horse of a different color.
Yeah, of course. Rich people always go to trial. Every time.
Someone in the chat just said the proof is in the pudding. Get it?
The Jell-O pudding.
Anyway, Bill Cosby's free, so
yeah. I mean,
welcome to hell. Do we all sinned against God, and this is hell? This is it. Well, CJ, all that atheist bullshit.
Here's some positivity. Real positivity.
Hey, this is bad news, man. People think this is good news.
Doing a heck of a job, Rummy.
This guy stole like $2 trillion. He knows where $2 trillion went, and the only way we would ever know where that $2 trillion of fucking DOD spending budget money went is if this fuck was still alive to tell us, and now he's taking it to his fucking grave.
It's been spent, Paul. What are you talking about?
It's long gone.
Yeah, it's in fucking the center of the earth.
Donald Rumsfeld, defense secretary under 2 presidents, dead at 88. Mr. Rumsfeld, who served under Gerald Ford and George W. Bush, was in charge of the invasion of Iraq and later said that the removal of Saddam Hussein had created a more stable and secure world.
Oh my God.
Good old Rummy.
Welcome to the simulation nightmare, dude. What? Removal of Saddam Hussein somehow made that led to the rise of ISIS.
No, Scotty.
and just greater regional instability overall. Like, you don't even be a fucking geopolitical expert to know that.
Scotty.
Be a dumb like us and know that.
Scotty. No.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't have a retort then.
Donald H. Rumsfeld, yeah, he's dead. Blah, 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 blah. War on terrorism, war in Afghanistan, war in Iraq. Died on Tuesday in his home in Teos, New Hampshire, or New Mexico.
New Mexico.
He was 88. The cause was multiple myeloma, said Keith Urban, not the country singer, a spokesman for the family. Encores are hardly rare in Washington, but Mr. Rumsfeld had the distinction of being the only defense chief to serve 2 non-consecutive terms from 1975 to 1977 under Mr. Ford, and then from 2001 to 2006 under Mr. Bush. He was also the youngest at 43 and the oldest at 74 to hold the post. First in an era of Soviet-American nuclear perils, then in an age of subtler menace by terrorists and rogue states. A staunch ally of former Vice President Dick Cheney, who had been his protege and friend for years, Mr. Rumsfeld was a combative infighter who seemed to relish conflicts as he challenged cabinet rivals, members of Congress, and military orthodoxies. He was widely regarded in his second tour as the most powerful defense secretary since Robert McNamara during the Vietnam War.
Not the Civil War.
Not a great person to be compared to either, honestly.
Not at all.
Another piece of shit. Yeah.
Like his counterpart of long ago, Mr. Rumsfeld in Iraq waged a costly and divisive war that ultimately destroyed his political life and outlived his tenure by many years. But unlike Mr. McNamara, who offered a mea culpa in a 2003 documentary, The Fog of War, Mr. Rumsfeld acknowledged no serious failings and warned in a farewell valedictory at the Pentagon that quitting Iraq would be a terrible mistake. So to the bitter end, clung to the lie or the delusion.
I mean, that,
or whatever you want to call it.
One. It's you know, you can say it's a lie or a delusion, TJ, but that's just your perspective, man. That's just your fucking perspective, man.
That's just your old dang old point of view. That's your opinion. Opinions like assholes, boy.
One man's
Everybody got a damn opinion.
One man's obvious fucking ridiculous money-wasting, life-wasting boondoggle is another man's fucking triumphant victory, TJ.
Well, he must be that other man, because...
Well, TJ, look, man, you're not understanding the implication on the world stage, man.
Uh-huh.
You got to win to show the motherfuckers, like, look, we won. And if you fucking cut and run, TJ, what are anybody's going to think? You're weak.
Oh,
TJ,
dude.
Look, China's been beefing itself up in Russia. They talk shit to us now, TJ. If we'd whip those Iraqis and just stayed there endlessly, like we did in Afghanistan, look, man, we'd have way more respect. We'd be number one again, TJ. But now we're slipping. Why? We couldn't run.
In his 2011 memoir, Known and Unknown, Mr. Rumsfeld, more than 4 years out of office, still expressed no regrets over the decision to invade Iraq, which had cost the United States $700 billion, 4,400 American lives, insisting the removal of President Saddam Hussein had justified the effort. Ridding the region of Saddam's brutal regime has created a more stable and secure world.
As we know, because with ISIS and all the regional infighting and all the stuff in Syria, like that region became super stable after that.
You ever see that terrible tattoo where it said like no regrets on it? You know?
No regrets, yeah.
Yeah, I have no regrets.
Pretty much Donald Rumsfeld.
Yeah, that's basically him.
No, his book is called Known and Unknown, by the way, because one of the quotes that a lot of people forget from Donald Rumsfeld back in the day during this run up to this was somebody asked him a question, about this Iraqi shit. And he said, well, that depends on whether or not you're talking about an unknown or a known unknown.
Or an unknown known.
Right, or an unknown known.
A known that is a partially known unknown that not a lot of people know about.
Right.
Look, the government needs an excuse to funnel money to other causes around the world that we want to fund and not actually be seen funding. And, of course, to war profiteers. So whatever you want to know.
The politically fucking acceptable version of how about them Yankees, huh? Getting a little hot in here? You know what I mean? Like it's that level of what? A known unknown or an unknown known. All right, I'm lost. I guess that's why you make the big bucks, Mr. Rumsfeld.
Yeah. That depends on what your definition of the word is.
Yeah.
Bitch. It's just like one of those, it's not quite to the Bill Clinton level of what the definition of is, but it's getting there. Trump Organization and CFO Alan Weisselberg expected to be charged Thursday.
Oh.
The Manhattan District Attorney's first charges in a 3-year probe will focus on alleged tax-related crimes at former president's company. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office is expected to charge the Trump Organization and its chief financial officer with tax-related crimes on Thursday, people familiar with the matter said, which would mark the first criminal charges against the former president's company since prosecutors began investigating it 3 years ago. Any charges against the Trump Organization and Alan Weisselberg, the company's longtime chief financial officer, would be a blow to former President Donald Trump, who had fended off multiple criminal and civil probes during and after his presidency. But the initial charges won't implicate Mr. Trump himself, his lawyer said, falling short of an expectation built during a high-profile probe that included a battle over the former president's tax returns.
I mean, you say there's no chance. You say there's no chance for Trump to get in trouble for this, but you remember that other president that we prosecuted? What was his name?
What was his name?
What was his name? Because I know for a fact there was one, right? There's at least a president that was prosecuted for something.
George, no fucking
Engelbert Humperdinck, dude.
Oh yeah,
pretty sure we charged
President Humperdinck.
Yeah, we got him. We got that son of a bitch. Nailed his ass.
We nailed that fucking pervert.
Dude, I just love the fucking.
Got him.
I love the fucking fantasies. Every time I see like Donald Trump behind bars, we're like, yeah, he's gonna be behind bars.
Yeah, it's gonna happen, you guys. Gonna happen.
Yeah, the same guy that whipped up a mob to go to the Capitol, they're locking him up because that won't lead to any unfortunate consequences. Like Donald Trump, he's not going to prison.
You know what the funny thing about Trump is I think there'll be books written about this at some point. Trump inspired like a cornucopia of coping mechanisms in people to endure his presidency. Like sane-minded people had to cope one way or the other, right? And we all had these. Like if you say you didn't have a Trump cope, you're lying. Mine was following a dude that was swearing up and down Trump was going to fall over dead of dementia any second, right? I was just that's the way I got through it. Was like reading about how like, oh, Trump done. He gonna be like a gibbering fool in a day or two, man. It's over.
Pretty soon now. In a second now, he's fucking kaput. Dunzo.
Yeah. And now, but it's funny to me. The reason I bring it up is it's funny to me because there are still people, because Trump, he's not 2 and out. You know what I mean? He served 1 term, which means he can serve again. So his specter is still there. And people are still using those same coping mechanisms. Like that guy that I followed that was like the Trump dementia expert is still talking about how he's going to be in diapers in a wheelchair any second.
He's fucked.
Look, the wheelchair is coming any day now.
Yep. And like all the people that were talking about like Trump going to jail, because I followed a couple of those dorks too back. I still do. They're still doing it. They're still talking about how, New York's building this case and Trump going to do this and it's just like, man.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you.
They just don't understand that the actual politics of these power struggles at the top levels of government in this country, they have no idea what's going on. They have no idea. It's not just as simple as like, even if someone wanted to charge Trump, let's say like this guy was like, I want to charge Trump. Whoever his boss is going to be like, you ain't fucking charging Donald Trump.
Oh my God, dude. There's also
ain't going to happen.
Dude, there's a video, dude, Don Jr. here.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that shit where he's trying
it's fucking
he's trying so hard to be Trump?
Let's see it.
Like he's talking like his dad now, like he's using his hands and trying to use Trump's affectations because he's like, man, if I just talk like daddy, they'll love me. They'll love me like they love dad. Dude, he's trying so hard.
Where was that?
And it looks like he's methed up or something too.
Yeah,
he does.
In
it
the clip.
Terrible.
I don't know.
It's in a Fox News interview. Yeah. This is where it is. Hold on. I gotta show you guys this shit.
Yeah, TJ, Read the title before you play. Read the Fox News framing of it, just so you can.
Hold on. Don Jr. gives powerful exclusive reaction to impeachment acquittal. Okay, here we go.
This is gonna be powerful,
Wait.
guys.
This is not. The
Oh,
one.
what, TJ?
This is the wrong one, dude.
Yeah, this ain't the
God
one.
It's from
damn it,
months ago.
TJ!
You failed.
yeah,
What the fuck is this shit, dude?
That ain't it. Don't worry. Hold up. I gotta find this shit.
Disappoint me, TJ.
I gotta
You
fucking
disappoint me.
narrow the search parameters. That's all I gotta do.
I must narrow the parameters.
I found it
Okay.
already, dude.
Here it is.
Damn.
I found it. Don't worry.
The first time I looked for it, though, I found it.
Yeah. I did too, but I fucking clicked the wrong one. So hold on. This guy has some other dude covering it, so we gotta like go to the part where he's fucking doing it. Here we go.
I don't think Joe's smart enough to be like, hey, let's send him off the trail. Don't hack the McDonald's on DC. I mean, why doesn't he just give Putin, like, I don't know, the keys to the nuclear football? What's the list? Don't hack 1, Joe's basement. 2, Hunter's businesses. 3, Hunter's laptop. 10% for the big guy. 4, don't hack that. What's going on?
Is he reading a script or something? Like, what is this?
All right, I'm gonna give you one more chance to try to comprehend it, Scotty. Go ahead.
Has over 1 million views, and it is
Yeah.
quite weird. Check
There
it
you
out.
go. Okay.
I don't think Joe's smart enough to be like, hey, let's send him off the trail. Don't hack the McDonald's on DC. I mean, why doesn't he just give Putin, like, I don't know, the keys to the nuclear football?
Guys.
What's the list? Don't hack 1, Joe's basement. 2, Hunter's businesses. 3, Hunter's laptop. 10% for the big guy. 4, don't hack that. What's going on?
Okay,
Yes.
I get it.
What is
Dude, guys, I've identified the signs of a stroke. Someone get to this man immediately and save his life.
What happened?
Holy-
What happened?
Can I tell you what happened?
Yeah,
Yes,
tell me what happened.
please.
I'll tell you exactly what happened.
Tell me what happened.
By the way, I want you to notice in the background of Don Jr. here, there's a bookshelf with not a single book on it.
that's so appropriate.
I mean,
Thank you for that detail, dude. It makes it so much more rich. It's like,
It's symbolic for his
yes. Do
brain.
you see
Yes.
that behind you, Scotty? Yes. What is that? It's a bookshelf. Do you
Yeah.
see any books on it?
it's a bookshelf with not a single book.
What is? Tell us the real deal. here.
But I think I'll tell you exactly what happened here. So Don Jr. was going on Hannity or some shit, right? He's doing a fucking interview.
Whatever
via
he's doing,
Zoom.
something. Yeah.
I don't know who
Yeah.
it was. What does it say there? The Rational National?
That's the channel.
That's just the
I think.
guy
that's
that's
this dude?
showing the clip.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
I
just
didn't
this
know. I
guy
thought
showing
that
this
might have
clip
been
or
his thing. Anyway, so he knows he's going on this interview thing. So he does his interview prep, which involves laying out a 42-inch rail of coke,
Right.
blasting that shit with both nostrils, gagging, and then sitting down in the chair and saying whatever comes to his mind. That's basically it. That's what's going on here. This dude is like, go back and watch it again. He's coked out. Have you ever
One more
talked to a
time.
cokehead? You ever been around somebody who's a fucking cokehead?
Yes.
Or somebody
Yes, I
who's
have.
like maybe not even coked, like tweaking or methed out
yeah.
or abusing some Adderall or whatever. This is the type of weird, disjointed kind of rambling that you'll hear come out of people in the throes of like amphetamine psychosis.
All right, let's take a listen. One more time.
weird? Check it out.
I don't think Joe's smart enough to be like, hey, let's send him off the trail. Don't hack the McDonald's on DC. I mean, why doesn't he just...
I love how that part just trails off. Don't hack the McDonald's in DC.
Dude.
And then there's a moment of just like, what am I doing here? What am I fucking saying right now?
Dude, no, I get TJ. Fuck this, dude. I get it, dude. This
You
is
get it.
code, dude. We have
Code.
to hack into the McDonald's in DC, and then we're gonna get the government secrets, dude. It's a fucking code.
He's
The
tweaking or
McDonald's-
something here.
McDonald's is running a satanic pedophile ring in the basement in DC, man.
Don't
It's all
hack
being
the
run out of
McDonald's.
DC McDonald's.
Don't hack the McDonald's on DC.
Look Look at his face. Look at this fucking face. Look at this fucking face, dude.
Yeah, that's that Coke's face. That
Oh
Coke snort
no,
face.
dude! What a face of sadness.
Look at it. He looks so sad.
Oh God, I almost feel bad for him now. God,
That's the
Like,
face he
minute-
makes when he's blowing a rail on the fucking off the ass
Like,
of a
I don't
stripper.
know, the keys to the nuclear football. What's the list? Don't hack 1, Joe's basement.
Don't hack Joe's basement.
What about Joe's apartment with little cockroaches?
Don't, Scotty, don't hack Joe's basement.
His apartment's
How you
fine,
hack
just
a
not the
basement?
basement.
I don't know.
2, Hunter's businesses.
Don't hack Hunter's businesses.
3, Hunter's laptop.
Don't hack Hunter's laptop.
10% for the big guy. 4, don't hack.
And then 10% for the big guy.
Then 4.
4.
But he was on 4 already, so it's actually 5 or
Is
No,
this-
well, that's
Is this a break? Is this his McDonald's order? Is that what we're fucking up here?
right. Yeah, I'll take a number 1.
okay. Number 1.
I'll take a number 2. I'll take a number 3. And that's a number 4. Yeah.
And number 4, that's the 10% for the big guy. There you go.
Yeah, the big Mac.
He's doing an interview and he's telling his assistant or whoever what he wants from McDonald's at the same time. Okay.
But in addition to not making any sense, can you see the affectation he's trying to put on that he's never had before? That's very like
what's going
Donald
on?
Trumpish.
Yeah, I'm Donald.
Donald
I talk.
Trump
Oh yeah,
now.
yo, look. It's like you ain't got it, buddy. You ain't got it.
Dude, there's better like dorks on Twitter who
Whatever
are pretending
they-
to be Trump.
Whatever the it is, it ain't with you.
Just look, get a body double that's actually a good Trump impersonator and swap out Don Jr. here.
Dude, Ontos, you didn't
Little
lose the plot. I'm just letting you know, Ontos in the chat, you didn't lose the plot. There never was a plot to begin with.
Yep.
We're all
This is
just
a-
as lost.
This is the David Lynch film of answers to a question. All right.
Yeah.
There's no plot. If
There
there
are
is,
look, I'm
it's
not a huge
open to-
David Lynch fan, but a David Lynch movie about Don Jr.'s life, I would probably
it's
watch.
open
It
to
would be amazing.
interpretation. Okay. It's open to interpretation. Dude.
Dude.
You know, since you love Jeb Bush so much, this is another guy that's trying to be daddy super hard. Maybe those two, you could make a road trip movie between those two as like a sequel to Jeb, you know?
Dude, what about just running mates?
Yeah, they like maybe they're running with each other and they're trying to figure out how to win a presidential election. Like with the if we bring the Trump family and the Bush family together, maybe we could win this thing. It's
a couple-
it's
You
the
know what
worst
the sad
campaign
thing
ever.
is, though? It's too plausible and might be too powerful of a move to actually make fun of. Dude, can you
Right.
imagine the Trump Bush dynasty? I don't even want to think about that crossover right now, dude.
Maybe you're right.
Dude, well, you know what? I don't know if they would use him. I think they would probably try to go with Ivanka. I don't know if they would go with Don Jr.
I wouldn't go with Don Jr.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what, dude?
Right, well, if I was a political
Ivanka-
strategist, which I'm not, but if I was, I think I would look at this guy and be like, "You're not the one. You're not the Trump successor."
I'd throw, dude. Hold on, think about this, okay?
Yeah.
Number one, the glass ceiling for women still hasn't been broken. I don't think it's going to be Ivanka Trump that breaks that shit. So she's got to wait her
Probably
turn.
not.
She's got to wait until we fire a shit lib up through the fucking ceiling and get our first female president. And then she comes into play. But look at who's in play now. Don Jr., Eric Trump.
Those guys.
No, hold on. As fucked up as Don Jr. is, Eric Trump looks like Sloth got minor reconstructive surgery.
Yeah, he's horrible.
He's even
He
worse.
looks horrible.
He's like whatever good spunk dribbled into fucking Don Jr. There was none left when Eric Trump got his shot, dude. It's just he's a mess. That kid.
He's no good.
So it's Don Jr., man. And I'm thinking like Jeb Bush, Don Jr., fucking Jeb Bush for president, Don Jr. for vice. Lock it up.
When is Barron Trump going to be eligible to run for something? I know he's going to be a while before he can be president.
I mean, you
But-
got to be like, what, 20 something to be 20?
35.
Well, to
How old do you
serve
have to
in,
be
to
to be
serve
like
in
a-
the Senate or to serve in the House. I think you got to be
Oh,
like
the House?
25 or
That's-
24 or something.
Yeah. You don't have to
Hold
be
on. Age. Let me see. How old do you have to be a congressperson?
Because AOC ain't no 35.
25. Yeah.
25.
No, I thought you were talking about a president.
Well, no, but I'm saying like, dude, if there's one of the Trump fucking offspring that has some kind of political future ahead of it, I would say it'd probably be Barron because he's fucking 12 feet tall. He's already fucking accrued legendary status.
Yeah, dude. Is he completely ugly though? I don't
He's
know.
not.
Oh,
He's
well,
not
there you go.
hideous like he's not hideous like these two anyway.
know,
he
dude.
looks like a fucking human being.
He has a chin. You know, he has an actual chin, unlike Don Jr. and Eric.
And he's like fucking 10 feet goddamn tall.
Yeah,
so.
he is. I remember him being insanely tall.
He doesn't look like a poorly mishmashed Frankenstein version of Trump. You know what I mean?
I mean, he kind of looks like the Frankenstein monster a little bit, but
no, but I mean in a good way though.
Hold on, let me just.
I'm telling you, Barron Trump is like when he's eligible. If he doesn't want to just be a billionaire and play basketball, I mean, he's got it sewn up.
This is him fucking his dad is already like more than 6 feet tall. He's like fucking 6'4" here or some shit.
Yeah, Trump is like 6'1". So
yeah,
kid here is like at least 6'4", 6'5".
Trump is like 6'3" almost. So
yeah, this kid's fucking.
Trump's tall.
I didn't know he's that tall. But he's a big kid.
He's fucking huge. So I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like if one, and he doesn't look like a fucking weird ass freak like his fucking brothers. Like Eric Trump looks like literally looks like a fucking monster. Okay,
he does, dude. No,
Don Jr. just looks like a fucking idiot.
He looks like
he looks like a fucking moron.
No, he does. He looks like a dude you'd run into in a shitty bar that wouldn't stop chewing your ear off about shit you didn't care about, so you end up leaving the bar. You know what I mean? That's what he looks like to me.
You know what he looks like? He looks like the fucking the hero character in the movie goes to the bar and there's some asshole that's like saying like really like weird, gross shit to him, and you just want him to shut up, and eventually like he punches him out or something.
Or she just shoots him and kills him. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
You're
like,
right.
you know, the annoying guy that harangues you in the bar. Or maybe he tries to be buddy, but is just so gross, you're just like, get the fuck away from me.
Seems that checks out.
The smarmy guy. Smarmy bar guy. Anyway. Gwen Berry flag snubbing U.S. track and field star defended by White House.
What happened here now? What she done did?
She turned away from the beautiful, beautiful flag.
I'm glad she did.
Here you go.
Who cares?
For turning her back on the American flag during a medal ceremony at the U.S. track and field trials. She then covered her head with a T-shirt that said "Activist Athlete." Berry claims organizers should have played it before she got on the podium and that she was the victim of a setup. She says the anthem does not speak for her and that she represents people killed by systemic racism. And Berry is defiant and is refusing to back away from what she did, and the White House is backing the athlete.
But I know he's incredibly proud to be an American and has great respect for the anthem and all that it represents.
Defiant.
Where at least I know I'm
So
free.
someone doing what they want is them being defiant now.
You know what? And Dan Crenshaw, Mr. Eye Patch Man, you know that one?
Yeah.
Said he's like, kick her off the team. Kick her off the team.
So cancel her for not turning.
Yeah.
So not. Oh, okay.
Dude has literally written whole ass motherfucking books about how cancel culture is destroying shit.
Now let's cancel her.
And how like liberals are offended snowflakes. They're gonna be like, she turned her back on the cloth that we all worship. No.
I'm in the land of freedom. We're debating a freedom of expression issue as if there's really any story here. This is the biggest fucking nothing burger I've ever seen.
Turned away from the flag.
Dude, you know America's well-known basis of forced conformity and false reverence for the flag and shit. You know what I mean? Those are the two principles in which America is firmly rooted. And I agree, this woman should be thrown out of the country. You know what? Where are these Olympic trials going on? Where's this happening?
Japan, I think. Or
Let
I don't know
her
the trials.
stay
Why not
there.
Japan?
This is probably happening here.
Let her stay in Japan, is what I say.
I don't think it's actually in Japan, but the games are supposed to be in Japan, right? So
let her stay there. Send her over there. Get her out of this country. In this country, we all stand like fucking sheep and pray to a weird flapping piece of cloth in the breeze, man. Come on.
Paul. The issue is not whether she has the right under the Constitution to protest in that way, or whether it's appropriate for someone representing their country internationally to do that so before an international audience. You're not only disrespecting the flag, you're disrespecting many millions of people. But I won't be watching anyway.
Oh, I'm sure you
Shut up.
don't.
Yeah, then who cares what you have to say?
Well, then fuck off. Who cares?
I won't watch because people like this are allowed to be there. It's like, no, she competed and she won a place on the team or whatever, or she placed.
I hate these time and place people too.
Yes, athletes have the right to their opinion. They do not have the right to use their privilege. Yes, privilege to force millions to be exposed to or accept their opinion, particularly for the Olympics. Yeah, they kind of do, actually.
I think they kind of do.
If you got the skills to pay the bills to get a big enough megaphone to do that, you can do whatever the fuck with that you want, right?
Do you think it would
seems
matter?
Like a more American attitude.
Even if it was aside from the Olympics, you think these people complain about it would support them then? No, they'd be like, shut up and dribble. That's what they think. They don't want any athletes to fucking have any opinions besides, I love America. America, great.
Third place in the trial. She's just mad because she was outperformed by, well, look at the picture. It's an easy puzzle to solve. Wonder what this guy's implying.
Oh, I think maybe that she's black and the other two people are white.
Oh, wait a minute.
The good white people saluted the flag. The bad black person turned away.
Yeah, of course. It's always gotta come.
I mean, well, there has to be a code way of saying it. You know what I mean?
I think we all see what's really going on here.
The good white folk done did this.
Look at the skin tone of them two, and then look at the skin tone of that one. What won't do what we want them to, huh? Just goes to show you. Just goes to show you. Whatever. Here's a fun thing. Freaky new weight loss tool works by locking the mouth almost completely shut.
Fuck that, dude. I'd rather just be fat than lock my mouth.
Yeah,
No.
it just yeah,
No.
I mean, look at it.
No. No.
Dude, this is how you fucking torture Paul.
No.
Paul wakes up.
How would you even talk?
I know how to work a blender. This would not work on me. I'll blend a fucking cheeseburger and drink that motherfucker. You think I won't? Taste the same going down.
There's no way anyone's actually going to use this fucking thing.
This is bullshit.
Retarded and insane. No one's going to do this.
Lock their fucking mouth. Come on.
I'll just lock my mouth shut. That'll stop me from eating. I can't believe
they
actually
do that to
developed
people already.
thing.
They will wire your jaw shut. That used to be an old treatment for like.
You're too fat. We're wiring your jaw closed. All right. Dope, I guess. Fuck, I didn't know. Grandpa, world's first elderly sex robot with wrinkles and silver hair, created by Real Doll. Once again, these are not robots. Quit calling them robots. Until they can walk around and stuff, they're not robots, they're dolls.
And now you can fuck Grandpa.
Yeah, you can fuck your granddad. A gray-haired robot has been made at the request of a customer and was posted on the firm's Instagram account. According to Sex Tech Guide, the wrinkly model was built specifically for a client. Real Doll captioned its Instagram post, "Okay, we get daddy issues, but this might be a whole new level." The company's flagship sex doll is the artificially intelligent Harmony doll. It's also working on a male sex robot called Henry.
Dude, there's just a fucking ad paid for by this company.
Hey, man, it's just like,
if I ordered a fucking...
You want a fucking old robot, you can do it.
If I ordered an ancient, old, wrinkly sex robot and these motherfuckers posted about it on Instagram,
I hope they at least ask first.
Yeah, dude,
it's like,
I'd tell them to keep their goddamn fucking robot then, you pieces of shit. I didn't
What if they asked you first? What if they came to you like, hey, can we like put this on our social media and shit? Like we want like,
I'd say, fuck no, that's my grandpa.
Yeah.
That's my fucking granddad.
Grandbot.
That's my fucking weird grandpa sex doll.
Imagine, the wrinkly grandpa balls and shriveled dick and all. Man, I don't know why you want to fuck grandpa.
The company has been working on a bionic penis for Henry that will be able to become erect. This means the elderly sex robot already in the works will be unlikely to come with a bionic penis because that's not perfected yet, apparently. According to Sex Tech Guide, Real Doll CEO Matt McMullen previously joked, "We're going to be working on some form of very epical insert for Henry, so he's going to be able to lift trucks with his penis." Whoa.
That might be bad, though.
Sex robots. Old sex robot. Get it.
Dude, I got to get, I want to get a granny one.
Yeah.
I want to get an old pruny granny one.
Make sure, how saggy can you make her tits?
Can they drag the floor when she's standing up?
Would that be too much? Could you get it that draggy?
The Gilf 9000.
Call him a week later. It's like, guys, I appreciate what you've done, but the sagginess on the tits is just, I mean, I
saggy.
I know what, it's like, I've grabbed old lady tits so many times in my life, and this is just, I mean, I think you guys might need a little work on your elderly tits, is what I'm saying. Just like you don't, I mean, there's finer points to it. Maybe we could have a call or something. I could help you perfect the elderly titties, because this is just.
Let me just help. I want to live there.
The texture is all wrong.
Well, I'll move into a studio.
The pliability is 25% of what it should be at best. I mean, this some serious work is needed.
Well, if you're gonna get that fucking into it, dude, you need to go live at their factory. You just need to be their fucking on-site tester for all these calls.
I'll test your elderly robots. Can I have a job?
The bionic penis, impressive.
Dude, I'll test any of these fucking robots.
Cooper sex bot.
Dude, fuck that. You got to hire the ultimate bisexual for that position, dude.
Yeah.
This is where bi folks are gonna shine. Testing sex robots, because you need to have somebody that can fuck. You can fuck any configuration of sex robot, give it a 1 to 10, you're into it. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what I hope for.
Give it a thorough review at the end of it. Like, here's what worked, here's what didn't work.
They went to Paul's retirement plan.
Yep.
I'm a sex robot
fucking
tester.
Yeah, like, real doll or whatever the fuck.
Damn, what's that grandpa look like? All right, I'll do it.
From now on, when people ask me what I do, I'll be like, I test sex robots.
Yeah.
I'm a sex robot tester for real doll.
You must never want to be able to rent a place ever again in your life.
I fuck all the robots. It's a very lucrative position. Very respected position within the sex robot community. If you discriminate against me, I will sue you.
I will sue you for everything you're worth.
Who needs an apartment? Fuck that. 19-year-old Jack Callahan was exorcising demons from father in Duxbury Pond death, prosecutor says. Yeah.
I mean, it sounds, that happens,
right. I mean, it does happen.
What the fuck is Duxbury Pond?
With killing his father, told police that he was trying to baptize his dad and exorcise the man's demons when his father apparently drowned. WBZ's Bill Shields has the story tonight from Duxbury.
I mean, what are you supposed to do? Look, if your dad is infested with demons and you got to do an exorcism, like, what are you going to do? You can't just sprinkle a little holy water on him. You got to really hold that motherfucker down in there.
No, you can't even douse somebody like, oh, got some water in your face.
You got to really fucking get in there and get the demons out.
To death in a pond.
The victim, Scott Callahan, submerged in the water.
19-year-old Jack Callahan could not hold back the tears. But police say early Monday morning at a pond in Duxbury, the 19-year-old could not hold back his anger at his father.
He described that he was holding his father in the pond on his back like a baby, that he continually dunked the father's head in the water about 4 to 8 times, that when the father started to cough and choke, he would lift his head up, and then when the father started to fight and strike him, he pushed the head back down into the water.
Early Monday morning here at Island Creek Pond in Duxbury, Jack Callahan got into a fight with his father, Scott.
His dad was dead?
Investigators say the 57-year-old had started drinking again, and the son tried to stop it. But at 12:30 a.m., it all went sideways.
He pushed the head back down into the water. Yeah, because it was going so well
before that.
He did so until
everything was just doing fine.
This dude probably got fucking pissed and killed his dad. This fucking exercising demons, whatever. That's fucking horse shit.
Demons, Scotty.
I mean, sounds
a fucking
about
drunk 57-year-old man. It's like, we're gonna get maybe this shit went down the way he did, but it was just a fucking excuse to kill him.
You get the demons out
of your father struggling and floating.
But Jack's defense attorney says the young man
you say this for him. Under his supervision, his dad did take his last drink,
Yeah. Of river water. Yeah. Pond water.
Mental health issues.
We'll be getting the benefit of putting him in a place where he could be evaluated.
Just don't bother. If you're going to wear your mask like that, just don't even do it.
The doctor can see him, and we can find out what, if any, mental health issues that we're dealing with, whether it's lack of criminal responsibility.
Still, the entire event is very murky.
You can rest assured
murky, like a pond.
I see. I get it. Yeah, I get it.
Very lazy. Very lazy.
I get it.
Guys, Patreon.
Every
one of you motherfuckers. There's 957 people watching, or 960 or something like that.
9 million.
we're going to be doing another hour on some further news. Let's see what the next story is. You get to, we're going to talk about this fucking shark that's going to jump out of the water and try to eat this guy.
Fuck yeah,
that
dude.
sounds fun. But you're not going to be able to see it.
And it's the sun, so you can definitely trust the news source.
Absolutely.
I mean, what it comes down to is for the plebs, the show is ending, and for the patrons, the show is just beginning. So
the show goes on. The show goes on. They got a whole other fucking what we just did again. They got a second lap. You guys only get one lap. So think about that.
Join that Patreon. One lap of my nuts.
Yeah, super easy. Go on down. Do it. Or fuck off. I don't know.